What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pistonhead Productions. And since the last video did so well, which I never thought it would because I'm not a video game person, we're going to be reviewing another game today. This is going to be FR Legends. This is probably the biggest game in drifting right now. I would almost put it above Forza only because it's mobile. So, you know, I mean, anybody can have it. It's now available on Android, so everybody has it. I did review Torque Drift first. Make sure to check that out. Maybe before you watch this one. I hadn't played FR Legends when I'd reviewed it, so there's going to be a lot more comparison back to Torque Drift when I'm talking about FR Legends for a couple of reasons. One, because my reference point is Torque Drift, and another reason is I think it's interesting to compare them because they're both about drifting, but they both take vastly different approaches on it. So in this video, I'm going to do a bit of a walkthrough. Kind of some things that I've learned, things I like, things I don't like, but basically it's just a quick run through here of FR Legends. So might as well get on to the game. Okay, cool. So when you get things started in FR Legends, it kind of starts off with one of your cars. You can see your driver here. So the first thing that you're going to notice, and first thing that's a major difference from Torque Drift, is that this is very cartoony. This is arcade style. This takes a completely different approach, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning. This is much more about an arcade style game, or I'm trying to think of a good comparison to it. I guess it'd be the difference between Construction Simulator and Minecraft. You know, Minecraft comes at it with a very simplistic approach, but allows you to do different things because of that, whereas something like a Construction Simulator wants you to have as close to the real life experience as possible. So that's probably the biggest difference between these two. But we'll get into some other stuff later on. So let's get right into some gameplay here. I'll just do a quick practice run with the car that I've got. So you guys can see what this is like, and then we'll start breaking it down. So this is a simple course, the first one that you kind of get. This is a basic car with just some little bit of mods done to it, and you can kind of see how already this is very much different. Now, I'm using the tilt controls when I'm controlling this, whereas in Torque Drift I was using the button controls or the slide controls, but you can see how much smoother things are in this. I do have the graphics cranked on this. This is the best that you're going to get, but you can see just how smooth everything is, how not very complicated it is. The physics are very dulled down in comparison. So I would say like the sensitivity on the control is incredibly low. You do have some buttons on here. So the bottom right is your accelerator. The bottom left are your brakes, as you see there. And your top left is going to be your e-brake, as you can see there. Now, this does allow you to do some really, really cool stuff. You know, some really tight donuts. I'm sure if I get some amazing speed into this, I can probably show you guys a quick kind of reverse entry. So it's not quite a reverse entry, but you can see there that it's a lot more forgiving than Torque Drift is. Like on an incredibly high scale, this is way more forgiving. And this is kind of a medium build car for an example. So let's get out of this and go back to the home. So we are actually into the garage here. So let's go. Let's just show you. We're into the garage. You can see here, you know, this does give you a lot of control to look at the vehicle. This vehicle is damaged, so just fix that up. But let's start off with the cars that you can actually get. So these are all obviously modeled after modern, off of cars. You know, we're looking at an old Corolla. I'm not 100% what that is supposed to be. Oh, Sylvia. So I'm going to say a S13. Man, people are going to get mad at me. FRS, BRZ kind of thing. And Lexus E30. There's the Corolla again. Another Mercedes. Anyways, so as you can see, some very traditional drift cars. Some that are maybe not as traditional. The cars that I have built, so completely bone stock here. Corolla. We've got a full, every single part, expensive part that you can buy. BRZ, and let's go to my mid-level, I guess S13, maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe someone's gonna yell at me, this is like an S12 or some shit, but anyways, So those are kind of the three builds that you're going to get, and maybe I'll show you here. So this is a completely stock Corolla, and I'll show you kind of my drifting with this on a solo run, so you can see. As you can tell, this is incredibly slow. Once again, the controls are even slower. Wow, I'm way out of practice with this. When you are drifting on a solo run, you've got these clipping points that are here. You're obviously wanting to throttle through this. You can throw some fairly heavy transitions, even though the car is completely stock. I haven't driven with this one a lot because, well, it's stock. It's not nearly as fun. Let's get into a mid-level car, and you can see the difference. So once again, solo run, same track. I'm just trying to fly through this as quick as I can. This does have some moderate engine work, suspension work, some good sticky tires, but that's about it. So you can see here, definitely quicker. The handling is a little bit better. It's a little more responsive, I would say. It's not like incredibly twitchy, but it is more responsive. And as you can see, I'm just able to generally put together a bit better of a run. This is probably the most fun that you're going to have with it, is kind of these mid-level builds. And let's go to my full, let's say, FD spec car, and we'll do the exact same thing once again. So this one is way faster. This is everything that I could buy for it. Definitely a lot twitchier, but I'm able to control it a lot better. I do have to use like the e-brake and stuff like that a bit more to control it, but I can get way crazier angle and way more speed out of it. Once again, I don't actually drive with this one that much. I do drive with the middle one a lot more, once again, because I do think that it's going to be more fun for you just overall. So that's kind of showing you what can be done. I can get a new slot here if I want. Do I buy it? Yeah, I'll buy an extra slot. Maybe we'll build something. So this does, I wouldn't say this is like a pay to win. It is a pay to enjoy a bit more. You can kind of see some of the things you're able to get and how much it costs. That being said, I found it incredibly easy to make money in this game. You kind of go on solo run and you just kill it over and over again. But we'll get back to that. So that's the car's kind of a quick overview. You are able to so I get a fixed damage. You are able to modify the car very heavily. I will say, like, including the interior here, because you can change the camera angles that we'll get into later. I will say, though, that the modifications don't seem to correlate as heavily as they would in Torque Drift. I find it far more noticeable in Torque Drift, whereas with this, it's not nearly, you put in a bigger engine, the car does go a little bit quicker, but it's not like it loses traction easier. You need to update tires and suspension because now you have more horsepower. You could basically build an incredibly fast car with stock angle and you still do pretty well. Can change the suspension kind of in this. That being said, it doesn't really affect much in the car. Yeah, it's okay. Like, it's, it's not as in depth as Torque Drift, but it does allow you to customize the car in a very fun and easy way without having to think about it a lot. You can change your suspension, ride height and stuff like that. Brakes, can see lug nuts. We can get a body kit for it. So let's just take maybe a quick look, see what the body kit looks like. So these are our options. JDM, yo! I will say, when you are doing this, sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult to select the exact one that you want because of how tight things can be, but you can obviously change things around. But so yeah, that's kind of the modification. I'm not spending a lot of time on it because really the modifications in this game don't have nearly as much of an impact. They're more of a fun kind of thing. You want to check out the credits? I'm just kidding. Let's talk about the different modes that you can drive in. Actually, let's go back to my mid-level modified car. There you go. So, tutorial. Once again, this is going to walk you through how to do it. Gas, brake, e-brake, accelerator session, drift sessions. You should go through that before you start the game. We'll go to practice, and I'll walk you through the tracks. These first 3 tracks are basically a parking lot in different configurations. So part A, really good for learning it. I highly recommend you spend a lot of time there. It'll teach you your transitions, how to get close to walls, and then they get more advanced. We'll go to part C here real quick so you can see the difference. So very similar. Well, it's the exact same beginning as A and B, but as you start to come around this corner, things do get a little bit tighter. Yeah, see, and once again, this isn't even... I should have gone in solo run because solo run gives you the clipping points. It makes it a little bit easier to tell where you need to be, but I am doing absolutely terribly, mostly because I've kind of forgotten where I need to go, and I'm pretty sure I screwed that up. So, no, I don't want to play it again. I don't want to show you how terrible I am at this. Yeah, so basically practice allows you a free roam of any of the maps. That is fun when you get into some of these ones. So this one is very much after Irwindale Speedway, which is one once again that we went over in Torque Drift. You know, it's if you know what Irwindale is, you understand that this is Irwindale. You've got your kind of your two rings, the banked walls, the hard transitions, the iconic kind of grandstands that are there, the mountains in the background, although the mountains are actually on the kind of the wrong side, technically speaking. Does it show? No, it doesn't really show the aggregate quarry in the back, but you know, this is Irwindale. This is very similar. This is actually the exact FD layout from 2018, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, and then we get into school course. I don't know what this is actually modeled off of. Maybe someone can tell me. Is this like Park, or is this something that I'm missing? Maybe something in Japan that I'm not super familiar with. I am very much a... You know what I think this is, actually, now that I recognize these little, like, open spots. So I don't know the name of the track. Maybe comment down below. Let me know the name of the track that this is modeled after. But I do believe this is a Japanese track. Yeah, I'm admittedly not super knowledgeable about Japanese drifting culture. I'm trying to learn more. I know much more about American drifting culture. So, hey, it is what it is. Is American drifting culture even... Yeah, you know what? It is a thing. Say what you want, but it is a thing. And then EBM circuit, which is Ibizu, one of the famous, very famous drift tracks. This one has kind of that iconic jump drift, which is right here, and I totally screwed it up, but that is where you'd be drifting and jumping past the grandstands. I'm just absolutely mauling this because I'm not really trying. Hang on, maybe I'll put on a bit more of an effort here to show you guys that I kind of know what I'm doing. Anyways, this is very technical, very fun. Doing this in the pro car is actually incredibly difficult because it is too fast. You know, I mean, I'm assuming it would be very similar to doing it in an actual pro car. So in that way, it does correlate to real life. You know, I mean, a fast car is going to be good on something like Irwindale, whereas a stock or slightly modified car is going to be more fun on something like this. Whoa! The crash physics are kind of non-existent. It is a game. It is a flashy, fun kind of game. Oh, here we go. Maybe I'll actually... No, I'm drifting the wrong way and send it way off course. But yeah, once again, it's not meant to be a sim. This is not a sim game. This is an arcade. It's fun. You know, one of my friends kind of explained it's like the best game for being on the toilet because you can just kind of bang out a couple of sessions while you're on the John, and it's good. You don't have to be in depth. Where something like Torque, something you maybe want to sit down with, slot out a chunk of time, get some friends together. So this is definitely fun, and it's I do have fun doing it. It's definitely in a different category than other stuff. Let's get into some of the other, the kind of the more, this is where you're going to make your money, this is how you're going to progress in the game stuff. So solo run. Let's do solo run on A. Once again, just super familiar with it, do it a lot. This is what it looks like. So it shows you your path. Right here, we're trying to get the average speed up as high as we can. I do find oh man, this is terrible. The main things that they're looking for is getting to the clipping points, which I absolutely blew through the first three. Proximity to walls is definitely good, and then just kind of like an angle, like, you know, I mean, it shows you on the left hand side what your points are. That wasn't very good, but you can see how you can accumulate a lot of points really quick. Maybe I'll try this once more just to redeem myself. I'll focus a little bit more instead of talking. You do see that your tires do wear out. You've got your little tire bar down below. I did not send that in nearly fast enough. Man, I need more practice on this one. Let's just say, yeah, fail. I've done this one the most, but I haven't done it recently. I've been trying to get stuff on Ibizu and the school one because before I filmed this, I didn't spend a lot of time on it. So recently I wanted to spend time on the tracks I spent the least amount of time on to give it kind of a proper review. What is cool there is a lot of options here for watching your replays, having fun with them, changing your views. You can, you see this a lot on Facebook. You can definitely have a lot of fun doing this, saving them. You can screen record them, which I was there, obviously, and posting them up. So that part's kind of cool. It is much easier to drive in this, so the bragging rights are, I would say they're less, but they're easier to obtain, in my mind. I think if you do a crazy wall ride in Torque Drift, in my mind, you're going to have a lot more respect, and I'm going to give you a lot more credit than if you do a crazy wall ride in this. So let's get into battle. This is super fun. I do enjoy doing the battle stuff. If you notice here in the bottom left-hand corner, you can actually pick, I'll get back to that. You can pick your levels. So grassroots, pro, and super. I'm probably running this car on this track in pro. Super is a bit too quick. Obviously, in the FD style car, I would run in the super, and maybe I'll show that to you afterwards. So I don't know where oh, wow, what is wrong with me? I don't know if these cars are taken after other people, if these are pre-programmed, or if they've gotten the data from other users. I'm not quite sure. It's or some type of very basic AI, but you're not playing against anybody in particular, so they get the advantage. Once again, points breakdown shows your deduction, so I'm going to have to really, really give her shit on this one to get it. So it does show you where you want to be. Yeah, I think my wall initiations, I'm way too far back, so you can definitely gain ground. They're straightening out and kind of lunging forward. This guy's way, way ahead of me on this, though. So I lost it in the beginning, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, it's no, I don't want to play again. I wanted to show you with the pro car because maybe I'm a little better. Let's just see. If I do well, then I'll finish this battle off. But if not, then hit the wall. Yep, nope, screw it. Bye bye. Let's get into the pro car, and I'll show you a battle. Same thing. So let's go to super. God, I'm just cracking under the pressure with everybody watching. So once again, a little bit faster. Definitely a lot twitchier, but you can do stuff like that big long e-brake drive or drag a little bit more. So body coming in hard. And, oh, too late. Gosh. Not nearly as forgiving with this car. Just once again, pro level car. So let's just see what he does. The other nice thing too is because this can be a little bit more forgiving, those like tandem sessions are a little bit better. Man, I swear I'm better than this. I'm not gonna edit this out because I think it's important. But another cool part is you do damage to the car, you have to pay to fix it to make it look good again. So it's not a lot of money. I haven't done a lot. Maybe let's do something kind of fun. Let's buy a car. And we're going to do a full FD build with it. Let's buy something fun. Let's go with one of the bigger cars. Bam, that looks expensive. So, my car. I don't have time for this. You can name it. Feel free to name your car. So, let's walk through and do a full build. Let's go engine swap. We're going to go with straight 6. So, let me go apply. Is that the right one? Oh, does it already have it? Maybe I'll just keep buying over and over the same one. Engine upgrade. So let's upgrade everything full blast. And make myself completely broke before it's all over. ECU. What I'll do is I'll just build this car out, and with the magic of editing, you'll get to see what it looks like, and we'll just do something super gaudy and awful and ridiculous. And yeah, and I'll kind of, test it out and let you guys know my closing thoughts while we practice with this just terrible looking build. So cut to that now. Damn, check it out, Flashy, yo! Look at that livery. Woot woot. Anyways, we'll go test this bad boy out and see what you think. You can check out all them craziness. Oh man, why did I do this? We'll go do Rock Smurwindale and I'll give you my closing thoughts. So this game, once again, it bears repeating, is very different than Torque Drift. It is about drifting, but oh man, I suck. I don't know why you guys listen to me. I'm terrible at games. It's very much different, but it's fun. It is very enjoyable. I find the only reason that I put it down is because I get bored of it. Look at this, just cheat way to wall ride. I do get bored of it after maybe 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't really offer to me what I'm looking for in a game, which is kind of a challenge. I find the reason I put Torque Drift down is because I get frustrated, but I like the challenge of it, so that kind of weighs it. Uh-oh, why is my car smoking like that? This is a great game to waste 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know if you're going to sit down and play this game for an hour straight, an hour and a half. You know, I mean, you might. I'm sure there's people out there that do. I'm sure there's people out there that are much better at this than I am, who are like, oh, you know, I can sit down for 3 hours and bang Ultimate 4 Legends. Whatever. I'm just giving you my opinion and what I think. It's a great way to blow off some steam, to like I said, waste some time without having to put a lot of thought or effort into it. It's very fun, enjoyable. Those are the words I'm using the most. I wouldn't say it's challenging. It can get challenging. Obviously, I suck at it, but I'm sure if I put in maybe another 2 to 3 hours of game time, I'd be right up there with everybody else. Sure, maybe that's a cop-out. I don't know as I hit the wall. But that's just kind of how I feel. It doesn't offer me enough to really want to invest that time. It's just something that I will do and I will play when I have the time to play it, and I don't really want to get into a full session with something like Torque Drift. Do I think you should download it? 100%. I think anybody who's even remotely interested in drifting should go ahead and download it. I do. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's fun. That's my review. That's what it comes down to. So I don't know if you guys enjoyed this type of video, but it seems to be something that a lot of people do enjoy. So I might review a couple other games. I don't have any consoles. I do have a PC. Maybe I'll build a sim rig if that's something you guys are into. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you for watching. If you're just watching it for the game footage, maybe I'll do more. Just, you know, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know that you do enjoy my reviews of these, and then that gives me incentive to do more of them. If you don't, then I won't. I just did it because I needed content for the week, and everyone was talking about it. So, hey, I'm completely open about it. For all my longtime subscribers, what do you guys think? This is something different than what I normally do. But if you enjoy it, then I'm going to keep doing it. I listen to you guys. You guys know who you are. The people who watch every video. I don't have to name names. You know who you are. You know who you are. If you guys want kind of a bit more of a review on this, make sure to check out the Pistol Night podcast. I have George Kirakopoulos that's coming out if you're watching this fresh on the Monday. That's coming out on Wednesday. If you're watching it afterwards, check out Pistol Night podcast and all podcasting apps to listen to that one. I'm assuming it's going to be cool because I'm recording it just after I finish recording this, so I don't really know, but I'm sure we're going to talk about this. If you guys want a awesome Pistol Night Productions t-shirt, send us a message on any of the social media apps and we'll get one out to you. They're $25 plus shipping. If you want the sleeves cut off, I will do that for free. I don't know. If you don't want one, then fucking don't get one. I'm not forcing you. No one's forcing you to do anything. That's about it, guys. Thank you again for watching everything Pistol Night Productions. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever. You know what I mean. Just be cool. So we'll catch you guys next time.